In this video, we'll look at why business rules are important and how they are translated into data model components. What is a business rule? A business rule is a brief, precise, and unambiguous description of a policy, procedure, or principle within an organization. In spite of the name, business rules pertain to any organization, whether it is a business, a not-for-profit organization, or a professional association. It is important that you realize the data model's components, such as entities, attributes, relationships, and constraints, are derived from business rules. Business rules are derived from many sources, such as corporate-level managers, policymakers, department managers, workers, the legal environment, and so on. The sources can be written or oral. Ideally, an organization's business rules are derived from a document known as a description of operations, which is, as the name implies, a precisely written and incredibly detailed narrative of how the organization functions. Therefore, business rules play a crucial role in any organization, from setting standards to defining processes and helping develop the data model. Business rules help define things such as standards and policies. They also serve as a communication tool among all users of an organization. They are also very helpful in data modeling. Business rules can help identify and describe data and their relationships. In particular, they help the designer discover entities, attributes, relationships, and constraints, and give the designer an understanding of the business processes. Business rules help us identify entities, attributes, relationships, constraints, and processes. Consider the business rules. A customer may generate many invoices, and an invoice is generated by one customer. These rules help us establish the entities, customer, and invoice, and the relationship may generate or is generated by. As additional business rules are written for customer and invoice, you'll see the emergence of more attributes, entities, and relationships. For example, an additional business rule might specify that a customer cannot maintain an account balance over $10,000, thus creating a constraint. Incidentally, the type of this relationship is one-to-many. In this case, customer is the one side and invoice is the many side. When translating business rules into data model components, it is helpful to remember that nouns are often used to identify entities. In the first example, the nouns are customer and invoice. Also, verbs are often used to identify relationships. For example, the verb employs identifies the relationship between the department and the professor entities. As you translate business rules into design components, you must continue to ask and answer the right questions. For example, for a business rule to properly identify a relationship type, you must answer two questions. Can one instance of A be related to only one or many instances of B? Can one instance of B be related to only one or many instances of A? For example, can a single customer generate only one invoice or many invoices? And can a single invoice be generated by only one customer or by many customers? These types of questions must be addressed for every relationship identified in the data model. Further, there are many additional aspects and components of data models that we have not yet examined. The business rules will be a guide in making design decisions in regard to those components as well. This concludes this presentation.